Come now, love. Like how you say his name. Simba.
I'm gonna be a mighty king.
So somebody been watching Lion King.
Getting ready for tonight.
Cheese over? Got a little cheese.
Hello, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Everybody ready to learn about how to use this Ringless voicemail?
Yes.
Yep.
Sir. Let's do it.
All right, so guess what? This shit's starting on time. I'm not waiting on anybody else. So Chase is calling in. We're gonna get this thing started on time. I know a lot of people think we're gonna wait on them. This shit ain't happening. So if you ain't here, sorry for you. You know you're ready, Chase. I got shit to do. I gotta go meet a cash buyer tonight that's trying to write me a check for $100 grand. I think it's a little bit more important. You can't show up on time. Did it let you in, Chase? Okay, unmute you. I got you. You should be good now, Chase. You good? You hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
All right, fantastic. Hang on just a second. I'll be right with you. Logic Wizard. Okay, so we're on there. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No? Okay, let's see here. All right, record, share. All right, now we're gonna do this one. Okay, we're gonna hit share.
You're good now. Yep, popping
Oh,
up.
we're on the closer?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let the show begin.
Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll.
All right, fantastic. Well, coming to you live again, folks, here to show off the closers, proven RVM system that's going to really help everyone generate new deals via Ringless voicemail. Ringless voicemail is definitely a pillar for marketing your wholesaling business. You need to be making dials. When you don't have time to make dials, doing a ringless voicemail is really going to allow you to get the message out that you need to get to your prospects. And, it's going to take very little time. All you got to do is upload a phone list to the system. Once you do that, you're going to be able to set up a campaign, and you're going to be able to send out your message to those targeted sellers. So what I'm going to do with you guys today is actually run through a quick demo of the RVM platform. For those of you that aren't familiar with RVM, it's just ringless voicemail. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. And, this demo should actually be pretty quick. The great thing about a system like this is it's not very hard to use. You just upload your phone list, upload a message, and, pretty much turn it on when you want your message to go out. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in my username and password. For those of you that are already signed up, you just go to app.theclosersrvm.com. If you don't have an account set up already, contact Tony to get one set up. We got the best rates going on right now for everyone. And it's very affordable. So we'll go ahead and sign in with my username and password. And this is what the system looks like off the bat. Over here on the left side, these tabs navigate the platform. And there's a few things that you're going to want to do when you get started. First thing that you're going to want to do is you'll see over here on the left side, it says phone setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to phone setup, and I'm going to actually put in my caller IDs. So with the system, you need to have at least 2 caller IDs for your calls to go out. I know it's ringless voicemail, but you still need to have a caller ID for the platform to send out the calls. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click phone setup. I'm going to click caller IDs. I'm going to click add caller ID. What I'm going to then do is I'm going to put in a phone number. So I'll put in, for example, my cell phone. The CNAM is what I would display as a caller ID display name if it was to show up. You just want to put something there. Some people put a city and state abbreviation. Some put a company name. It's really personal preference, but you can put whatever you'd like. Internal name, it's ultimately just so you know what number it is. And I'll go ahead and save the caller ID. So we got that number there. And what you're going to actually need to do with the system is you're going to need to request a validation. So right here it says validated and it says false. So what we need to do is just make sure it's a working phone number. So we're going to send a validation request. Send validation call works with a number you can answer. So I hit that. It actually tells me to input a PIN number when the call comes in. So right here, my cell phone's calling. I'm just going to pick it up. Hello?
Automatic validation service. To confirm that you own and control this phone number, please enter the PIN number generated on the website, followed by the pound sign.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just validating my caller ID just to make sure it's my number. So now if I refresh the page, you guys will see I actually have my validated phone number. What I'm going to actually do is just add one more caller ID. I'm going to do 714-989-7219. And two. All right. All right. Going to add in another caller ID. You want to have two caller IDs. The reason you want to have two caller IDs with the system, in some cases, you know, one caller ID can get flagged. So if you're only using one number, you're lowering the transfer capabilities as far as the message being successfully delivered. So by adding in another caller ID, you're going to get a better delivery rate with the system.
Hey, Chase.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Oh, yeah?
I fucked up, man.
No problem.
Can we get a do-over?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
No
Hey, look, I talked all that shit about everybody being I talked shit about everybody being late. And it was my fault. I'm sorry, everybody.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was talking shit too. I said, man, everybody late. But, my bad, y'all. I did it. Hey, the good news for y'all is that y'all ain't had to spend the money to send that second text. I just had to send out fucking 1,500 texts again. Damn, I can't believe I did that shit. I had just had a meeting before with my actual wholesale team, and I sent y'all the link to my freaking meeting that I just had.
Ah. Come on, Tony. Just kidding.
Alicia sent me a message. It was like, "Hey, I'm getting messages from people saying that they got the wrong link." So I looked down at the link and I was like, "That's not the Zoom that we're in."
Man, you got me over here at work looking like I'm ready to get fired over here looking at no screen.
My bad, everybody. This one is on me, man. I was talking shit too. I said we starting this shit on time today.
It's all right. I'm about to go back on mute, man. I'm about to go back on mute. Appreciate you, big dog.
You're welcome. So this meeting's for anybody and everybody. So Chase is going to kind of like catch everybody back up again, but we'll be covering Ringless voicemail, how effective it is, and how to actually set up a campaign using my actual system that I have. So everybody, we're just going to get, because I sent out the wrong link, now I'm going to give everybody minutes to get in here because I messed it up. My bad, y'all. That's because I barely smoked today. I ain't smoke, man. I ain't got no influences in my system right now, man. I've been in there. I hit the weed one time today. I'm stressing.
I know that's right.
Yeah, Tony, I had nothing joined the meeting. I'm texting the call in Detroit. You know, she texted me about selling her property. I'm like, hey, he ain't even on here yet. Yeah, I had went on your YouTube, watched that Bo Hollis, you and Bo Hollis. It made me a couple of your Craigslist ads. I put them in different markets. I got a couple hits already.
Good job, brother.
Yes, sir.
That phone from Louisville, Kentucky. That's my boy.
All right, so once Chase start, y'all better not unmute yourself. I'm gonna go back to not being nice, Tony, no more. So we gonna be, yep. And right now we got a grace period, so everybody get it out of their system.
See, Tony,
Yes.
I got a appointment off a smart contact.
Already. Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
Uploaded it. It was a little difficult to upload, to like set it up, but once I got it set up, it was a go.
It's a go.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that.
Chantel, so you went and got you an appointment after the call this morning already?
Yes, like within like I think at 2:00 I started to set it up, and then by 2:13 I was already getting appointments.
Hey, so when I tell y'all I recommend shit that works and works only,
Yeah,
it's
man.
the reason why I tell you, like, I don't put out no bullshit.
You ain't lie.
I don't put out no bullshit.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to sell land, but I'm not touching that. But the other appointment,
Even if they want to sell land, find you a buyer. Just find a buyer first. Like that's one thing you want to do. Like if you don't have, like, if you don't know, get a buyer. Say, hey, how much is land worth? What do you pay in this area?
Okay, I'll do that.
But that's a good job. You took action. That's why, like, I'm so happy that, like, some of y'all actually listen to the shit that I say and use it, because I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna only make you more effective in what you're trying to get, and that's a freaking deal.
No lie.
That's dope though. She said at 2:00 she set it up. 2:13 she was already having a damn appointment. Go close the deal now so you can really make me brag about you.
Facts, because I'm trying to go to Vegas.
Let's go.
I'm trying to get those real tickets, bro.
Hey, I will tell you this: if you close a deal in this next week time frame and you fit the rest of the criteria, you're gonna get a inner circle ticket just because you were action taker right out the gate.
That's what I need, my bro. I'm the one that's running the DMV group that was complaining about it, so I'm following the protocol.
So you already know you got a head start.
All right, I'm going back on mute.
Everybody get ready to go back on mute because at 7:15 Chase is going back on. I'm telling y'all, at 8 p.m. on the dot, I'm out of here. I got a cash buyer with $100,000 check. He trying to, see this house and get this shit done. So I'm gonna be out of here.
That's right. All right. 15.
And if anybody didn't get the link to the text message from earlier, let me see. I think it's Hey, somebody drop the link for me. I think it's smartercontact.com/T-Rob. That's smartercontact.com. All right, Chase, it's on you, brother. You got it.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, hey, everyone, welcome to the show. This is the main event. All right. We got Tony's Ringless voicemail platform coming to you live this evening. So what we're going to show everyone today is how to use the Ringless voicemail platform, the Closers RVM, effectively, how to set up a campaign, how to get things going, and, just kind of a quick overview, with everyone doing wholesaling, trying to get deals, there's a few pillars to marketing your business. There's mailers for Ringless or for wholesaling. There's bandit signs, there's AdWords, there's cold calling, and there's Ringless voicemail. Now, two of the most effective marketing platforms for wholesalers are going to be ringless voicemail and cold calling. And ringless voicemail is pretty much a cold call, except you don't really have to do much. You just have to record the message, send it out, and, you know, get those interested buyers to actually call you. So it's a numbers game. You want to send out as many messages as possible just to increase the odds of you getting an inbound call. But just know, if you get a call from someone, there's a good possibility that's going to be a qualified lead. And two of the most inexpensive forms of generating leads are cold calling and ringless voicemail. So if you get deals off of ringless voicemail, cold calling, those are going to cost you the least amount of money out of your pocket. So, you know, some of you guys have jobs. I see Royalty Home Buyers. It looks like he's at work right now. So, you know, right now he might not be able to hammer out cold calls, but he can definitely send out a ringless voicemail to 500, 1,000 people, you know, without having to do much, you know. So what we're going to go over today real quickly is just how to set up a ringless voicemail campaign. And it's pretty easy platform. So there's not much training involved. Everyone can do it. So when you get started, you know, Tony's going to hook you guys up with the best rates available with the most user-friendly platform out today. You're going to go to app.theclosersrvm.com. And then we're going to go ahead and provide everyone a username and password to log in. And all you got to do is sign in. Click on the Remember Me so it saves your username. That way when you go back to log in and send out your campaign, it's good to go. So we'll go ahead and sign in. So with ringless voicemail, there's a few things you got to do. You got to set up a caller ID, because sometimes the calls, it sends out, you know, a call. It may show up as a missed call. The phone doesn't ring, but people may be calling you back. So you got to set up a caller ID. You got to upload a phone list, and then you got to create a campaign. You do those 3 steps, you're good to go. It's not going to take any time really at all. So over here, left side of the platform, I'll just go up the list. You actually start at the bottom, work your way up, and then once you're set up, you just pretty much start at the top. But just going through the steps to get your campaign set up. First thing, phone setup. So over here on the left, you got the little phone icon. I'm going to click there, and you're going to see it says caller IDs. So the caller IDs, what I did was I added in 2 numbers. You want to use 2 numbers because sometimes it'll do like a quick hit with a phone number, and then it sends another call instantly, and that's what delivers the message without any ringing. So what you want to do is have 2 separate numbers, if possible. You want to get maybe a Google Voice number and a number that you own. You can get a call rail number, any kind of call tracking numbers. And it's great to have a call tracking number because then you can track where your calls are coming from. So over here, you go to Add Caller ID. You put in the phone number. Then you can put a CNAM. That can be your company name. Maybe you're targeting in a specific market. So maybe I would just put San Antonio, Texas, if that was my market. Maybe just a city and state. That usually works pretty well for a caller ID. Then I'm going to hit Save Caller ID. Once you save the caller ID, what the system will require you to do is validate the number. So you can see here it says validated true. What happens if I put a number in here, and let's just say it's not a working number, 714-555-5555. I'll add the caller ID. Let's do this. Chase Focused. All right, so I put in a phone number here. So now this isn't a working number. I'm going to hit validate. What's going to happen is it shouldn't dial, and it'll just stay as a false number that it's not going to work. So see how it says false? It's not a working number. It's not going to let you use that. You need 2 working numbers. Now, after you have your caller ID set up, then you're just going to go up the list. You're going to go up here. So we have the settings section. That's if you want to upload your DNC. Not required, optional. You could come up here to users. That's more so if you wanted to add some, you know, possible people underneath you, you can do so. set them up with some ringless voicemail, some voice broadcasting. Over here, you got your billing section. You can actually make payments, you know, just check your funds, how much you've paid out on the system, or, you know, what you have remaining balance, I should say. You go through Tony for the billing and stuff to add funds to your account. But the next most important thing, after you set up the caller ID, you're just going to go up here to Files. So the Files, this is where you're actually going to upload your phone list. So we're going to come over here. We're going to go to RVM list. We're going to click here. All right. So over here, the system actually has federal DNC scrubbing built into it. There's also a company DNC. If you want to scrub your leads, you can. It's completely optional. Just a forewarning, if you do scrub your list, you're probably going to wipe out about half of it. So, you know, you kind of got to weigh the options. Do you want to scrub? Do you not want to scrub? So what you'll do is you'll get your Excel file. And what I did was I have an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to take my Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to drag it right here. I got an extra window open. I'm just going to drop it there. So now it just says uploading phone list. With the phone list, really all you need to do is have phone numbers in it. That's it. You really just want to have phone numbers in the first column. So if you got a list with all kinds of information, just make a copy of it and just delete everything. Just the phone numbers are needed because the calls are going to go out. The people are going to call you back, but you don't really need all their data loaded into this platform. So right here, what you can see is I have 5,000 undialed leads. It looks like some of them were scrubbed out. I can click here and see why. It looks like 36 were non-mobile. So for those of you that aren't too familiar with Ringless voicemail, it only works on mobile devices. So you know, it's great because you can send them out to everyone's cell phone. Everyone has their cell phone in their front pocket at all times. They're going to see the message go off that they have a voicemail. They're going to listen to it. If they're distressed, they need to sell, they're going to give you guys a call. Now, the Ringless voicemail, it's only going to work with mobile phones. So that's where it's going to wipe out anything that's a non-mobile number. Now, the good thing about it, and I know this is like a nugget, I'm not sure if Tony's really mentioned this, you can actually run a voice broadcasting message as well on this system. So let's just say you want to target, you know, landlines. You can actually run like a press 1 campaign as well. So you can actually set up a message for live answers and one for voicemails. And that's more so when you're doing the targeting to landlines. So you can actually hit up cell phones and you can do a actual press 1 campaign with this system. Great way to get a lot of calls out over a short period of time. You don't have to do much. You just upload the list. Now I'm going to go in and upload an audio file. So what you can do with the message is you can upload an audio file. Let's say you record one over on your iPhone, you know, your Android, record the message, and then you can click here to upload. And let's see here. I got some WAV files here. Let's see, is there anything? Let's just see if that'll work. All right, so now I have a file that was saved on my computer. Now I got my message here. I can listen to it. I have access to that. Now all I got to do is actually go over here to create a campaign. Now, just so you know, if you don't have a message already recorded, I can actually do this audio record by phone. So I go audio record by phone. I type in my cell number. So this is, you know, this is probably one of the easiest ways of doing it. Type in my cell number. And then I can label it Chase RVM message. All right. I'm going to hit call me to record. System's going to call me right now. All right. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to say hello so it knows you're there. Hello.
Please record your message after the tone. When done, press pound.
Yeah, hi, this is Chase. I'm reaching out to you because I believe you have a property currently for sale. I'm a local investor currently looking to purchase 10 homes this month in your area. We already have a few under contract, a few that have closed, and your property did spark our interest, so we're definitely interested. If you could give me a call back at 714-552-1576. We'd love to help you out and make a full cash offer. Thank you so much and have a nice day. So I'm going to hit pound.
Press 1 to review your message. Press 2 to re-record your message. Press 3 to save your message. Once again, thank you. Your message has been saved.
All right, so I just recorded a message. Now I can go over here to audio files, and there's my message right there that I just recorded over the phone. Now, if you talk to Tony, I'm sure he has a lot better scripts than me, but something simple like that, you upload it, you call yourself, record it. Now I'm pretty much ready to go. All I'm going to do is go to campaigns, and I'm going to come up here where it says add campaign. So I'm going to create a campaign. I'm going to title it Chase's RVM campaign, whatever you want, expired listings campaign, for sale by owners, absentee, whatever it may be, foreclosures. I'm going to pick, so what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to come down here, and one of the main things you're going to want to do is set up the answer type to ringless voicemail drop. Okay, so I'm going to go ringless voicemail drop, and then I'm going to pick the caller ID type. I can leave that as a single number. So then I have here voicemail caller ID. So I'm going to pick the number, one of the two caller IDs that I have. Then what you also have is a missed caller ID. So sometimes it'll show up as a missed call. So you're going to want to have a phone number there that they can call back to, and you can pick up that call. So then I'm going to pick my second caller ID. The reason we do this is because sometimes two calls will go out at the exact same time, and that's what triggers it to just go straight to a voicemail. In some cases, the carriers, it'll sneak in the back end without ever ringing the phone. Some cases, it may ring the phone once, but it won't actually ring it with both numbers. It just does one ring, and then it drops the message. So you have your caller IDs. You pick a start date and an end date. Today, I just want to run my campaign for today only. I pick a start time, so I'm going to have it go out today at, let's say, 7 p.m., or should I say 5 p.m.? It is in military time, so you just want to just be aware of that. It's military time. So I'm going to set it up to go from 5 p.m., which is 17, and then I'm just going to have it go to 6 p.m., which would be 18. So I got the campaign set to start and end within an hour. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to have it set to ringless voicemail drop. Time zone dialing hours, you don't have to worry about that unless you're marketing to multiple states. So as you guys start to expand your game and you go into virtual wholesaling, you can actually be targeting markets that you're not in. You just set up a time zone dialing hour. It'll go out, but it won't go out before or after a given time. You can pick the days you want this campaign to run. And then I can also attach my voicemail audio. So I have my ringless voicemail message. And then what I'm going to do is really important, max channels. So this is how many calls you want going out. And the most important thing is really the max calls per day. How many calls do you want to go out over that period, that campaign? Maybe I want 500 to go out. What we suggest doing is if I have a list of like 1,000 people, but I only want 500 to go out, I would usually just set this up to do 10 channels. That's how many calls go out at once. So 10 calls go out. Once those messages are dropped, then another 10 go out, and another 10, and then another 10, and another 10, and it's a trickle effect. That's going to avoid you from getting bombarded with calls, which is a good problem to have, but you also want to be able to take those calls as they're coming in. Some people will actually route those calls directly to a voicemail, maybe even to an IVR where it'd say, hey, thanks for calling. If you're interested in a cash offer, leave your business, your property address and your contact info, or you just route them to you where you can pick up the calls. But what I usually suggest doing, pick how many calls you want going out for the day, how many total calls, and then you're going to also want to set the channels. And I suggest doing a trickle effect. The reason being is if I have like 1,000 calls and leads in this campaign and I do all 500 at once, 500 will go out. The system might not recognize that and send another 500 right out afterwards, even though I have it capped at 500. So again, just set it up as a trickle effect, maybe 10, 20 calls going out at once, and then how many calls you want going out at that given time. Here you have the scrubbing options. It's kind of like a safety net. Now, I didn't scrub my leads against the federal DNC on upload. So if I didn't want to scrub my leads, I would uncheck this. If I want to scrub the leads, then I check this. That's just optional, and it's up to you. Over here, we have some suppression options. You don't really have to worry about these, but for the most part, it's going to be like, okay, if I left this person a voicemail, you know, today, then it's not going to leave them a voicemail the next day. I can set up a auto suppression to not call them again. But what I usually do is just allow duplicate calls. Then all I have to do is hit save. You could have hit save and attach leads. In this case, I didn't do that. So I'm just going to go to files. I'm going to go to phone list. And let's see here, RVM lists, I'm sorry. And I'm going to attach this to the campaign. So now I got this attached to the campaign. So just always remember, under files, you have your phone list and you have your audio files. And then all you got to do is go to your campaign. I have my RVM campaign here. All I have to do is hit go and be ready for the calls to come in. So that's everything. You know, very easy. I can get out 500 calls right now over the next hour if I wanted. You know, I just set it and forget it. Walk away, keep my phone on me, get ready for those inbound calls. If I want to send out 10,000 today, I can do that. You can also set it up so that it runs every day, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 100 calls a day, you know, or, you know, maybe a couple hundred. That way you're getting your dials out. Maybe you don't have time to cold call, but you want to get your dials out while you're at work. You know, set it up and it'll go out every day for you automatically. Another one more thing too is if you guys want to run a campaign for live answers, what you could do is run a press one campaign, and that's when you get an automated message, you pick up, you say hello, and it starts to play your message. Same thing, set up your caller ID, pick a start time and an end time. You can do live answers only with transfer option. So that option would actually hang up on voicemails and it would just look for live answers. And then when the person picks up, they play the message and then it'd say press 1 now to get transferred to a live representative for a cash offer on your home. Something of that sort. You could do live answers only, no transfer, not suggested. That's more so just a message announcement. You can do live answers and voicemails with transfer options. So this is a popular one. So with this one, you can actually have a message for live answers. So it would play like a recording and it would say, hey, when you're ready, press 1 now to get transferred. You can also do a VM audio, which would be the voicemail. So I can actually have 2 messages, one for live answers with a transfer to me if they're interested, and then one for voicemails. And then with this one, external US phone number, digit transfer. So right here, digit press transfer phone number, I'd say, okay, when they want to get transferred, I'm going to route that over to my cell phone. So I'm going to be ready for these calls if I'm doing the live transfers. And I'm going to say, when they press 1, transfer me the call. And then I could even record the transfer. And then you can also say like, hey, if you want to be removed from the list, press 9. You can do something like that if you wanted. You can record the call, you know, the transfers. And this is the same idea. How many calls you want going out at once? Maybe it's like 20. And then you can also say for a maximum of 1,000 calls for the day. And then you have that scrubbing option. And then same thing, I just save it. I'd go over here to files, phone list. I'm sorry, RVM list. I can take this, attach it. And just so you know, there's 2 ways to upload the phone list. The phone list here under files, that's for more so if you wanted to do the press ones, it's not going to scrub out the mobile numbers. If you do the RVM list, that's going to scrub out everything that's a landline, but it's going to upload the mobile numbers. But again, all you do is come over here to the campaign, hit start, and it's good to go. So just a quick recap, you're going to start at the bottom. You're going to go to phone setup. You're going to set up your caller IDs. Once you have your caller ID set up, you're going to go to files. you're going to upload your phone list. Whether if it's a non-RVM list, you want to do landlines, it's the first one. If you're going to do the Ringless voicemail, it's the second one. That's going to scrub out anything that's not a mobile number. Then you're going to go to audio files. If you have a message recorded, you're just going to click here or drag and drop it if you have a file saved to your computer. If not, do the easy method. Type in your cell phone number and then name it and hit call me to record. Then you can just record that message on the fly, send it out. So you record it, and then you're just going to come over here, create the campaign, and it's pretty easy. You're going to set this one up to Ringless voicemail. You're going to title it. You're going to put in your caller IDs, and then you're going to pick, ultimately, this is one of the most important settings, how many calls you want going out at once, how many total calls you want going out. Do you want to scrub your leads? Yes, no. Hit save. And we got to put a message in there to play. All right. And then again, so I go to Files, RVM List, Attach to Campaign, pick my campaign. And now those are good to go. I just hit play and I'm good to go. So that's everything. You know, overall, it's going to be an effective way to get your calls out, generate some inbound calls, and, you know, find those interested sellers. And, you know, you do the rest. You pitch them, you get the contract, you get the deal in. Then we go to Vegas, right, Tony?
We're going straight to Vegas, baby.
That's right. So, yeah, I think that's
so that
that's
really
everything.
wraps up, like the training portion of how to use it. So if you've already signed up, I see a lot of people with questions in the chat box. I've been reading some of it.
Okay.
So anybody that has signed up already, I hope you took the time to pay attention and follow along with Chase to be able to get everything set up. A couple of things that I will you know, recommend. Like I know Chase said, you know, using your, you know, 2 numbers, I would tell you to either use a CallRail account or a Google Voice account. I'm really big fan of CallRail because like if you're going to send Ringless voicemail, like one of the things I think is like extremely important, even in a Ringless voicemail campaign, is to be able to track which lead sources are working for you. So say you're targeting high equity absentee owners and high equity owner occupied, you want to have 2 separate numbers, separate sets of numbers for those campaigns so you can target what you're getting out of those campaigns. And if one of them was a foreclosure list, for example, you would have a whole nother set of drops that you do that have a completely separate voice recording and everything. Hey, I'm calling about your house that might be up for foreclosure. You can be a little bit more direct. Like I would make these a little bit more like you can target people a little bit better. So instead of just like mass dropping, you know, and saying, hey, look, using one canned response based off your intro, I would kind of, you know, filter. If you're talking to somebody that's, you know, got a sale pending, you can be a little bit more aggressive in what you might say right out the gate to try to, you know, get them to call you back. And I know people asked about Florida. Yeah, Florida and everywhere. I will tell you, do your research. Make sure that you know the gray area. Like Florida, it's been frowned upon heavily. I think they actually made it illegal in Florida. So if you're in Florida, you got to actually do your due diligence there. Let me see. So currently, the way it's set up, it's only allowing Ringless voicemail. So if you purchase right now, you purchase just Ringless voicemail. I'm going to make the voice broadcast feature an option that you can add as well, but you just will have to purchase additional minutes. What's the fee to scrub the list? Like there is no fee. It's done for you inside the software. So that's very self-explanatory, straightforward. Let's see what else. Questions. Shoot your questions while we're here. I want to make sure nobody's missing anything. Questions. If you haven't got your login yet, shoot me an email. If you just signed up like today, I hope you didn't expect your login yet. It's a lot of people signing up, y'all. So give me the opportunity to get you all in. I promise you, I'll try to get everybody in as quickly as I possibly can. Correct. You're only charged for your successful drops. So if it doesn't go through, you don't get billed. You do not need Chirp Link. That's just one of the things that you can use. So Deshaun just asked, what kind of list would you do an RVM with that you wouldn't cold call first? I actually cold call and text everything. Like, period. One just because it's a certain list or whatever, it don't matter to me. I'm like, because like, and here's why this is so important, everybody. Understand, it's inexpensive. It's cheap as fuck. So because it's so inexpensive, it gives you the ability to be able to be extremely aggressive with your marketing. So like for a nickel, you can drop somebody a voicemail. How many people can you now talk to for a nickel? Like you can go, it's like shaking your couch for talking to sellers, like motivating sellers. So you can shake down your couch. You can probably find $1 and maybe even find potentially a lead by spending a nickel. So I tell people, like, you got to make sure that you understand what this is all about. It's designed to give you the ability to touch people for extremely, extremely low price point. And you don't have to have CallRail. I recommend CallRail. So understand that. You don't have to go create a CallRail account to do this. What I'm telling you is CallRail helps you track. Like, you should want to know exactly what's producing for you and what's not producing for you. So when you have numbers that are dedicated for your pre-foreclosure list, for example, or your absentee or your owner occupied, if you do it that way, you can see which list in your area is actually getting you deals and which ones aren't. Damien says, so call RVM, call tools, texting. If I got to pick the best option that I'm using today, it's all of them. I mean, obviously, call tools is the most expensive one out of the bunch, but it's going to allow you to touch more people. Ringless voicemail and texting is just dirt freaking cheap. Like, it's just freaking dirt cheap. It just is what it is. I mean, you know, $50, you can drop 1,000 messages. That's a lot. It's a lot of people you can touch. $50, you can hit 1,000 people. How many people can you now pull and target and drop a voicemail to at $50? It's 1,000 people. It's just like simple math. I mean, you're literally like using the math to your advantage. So like, that's why I tell people I'm not super big into like doing direct mail, because I know first of all, most of you won't be consistent enough because it costs too much and you'll quit. So everything that I base this training around is stuff that I knew was inexpensive that you can stay motivated because it's not going to break your back to afford it. Call tools is probably the most expensive thing I recommend. You know, but if you're still struggling and you don't have the money yet, just use the cheap shit until you can afford it. It's just going to allow you to scale and talk to more people. Like, you just got to, you know, crawl, walk, run. If you can afford it and get it, don't hesitate. Go in and take action. But if you're not there yet, get the cheap shit and then work your way up. So Sid said, if the seller calls you straight back, what do you say? You talk to him. Shit. It's not like, if the seller calls you back without listening to the voicemail, you got to talk to him. Like, I'm not going to recommend that you go anywhere else. I'm going to tell you, pick up the phone and talk to that seller. No, you do not need 1,000 numbers before you start dropping. You can start dropping 2 numbers. You can drop 1 number. I know this is a dumb question, but how do we get the seller's numbers? You can send all your that you can get the numbers from me. I help you get the numbers. Lead Genie, my company. Any you need to skip trace a seller. If you need your list pulled, if you need help pulling list, all that stuff, hit up Lead Genie. We help you with everything with that. Royalty do y'all see this down here? Royalty home buyer said, I've literally spent a total of maybe $5, and thanks to you, I'm closing this week. I need to screenshot that shit. That's For RVM, are you pushing it to voicemail or are you answering upon callback? I don't know what you guys fear of answering a live call, but I want to talk to the people, y'all. If you want to talk to the seller, how hard is it to get in contact with people on a daily basis? If anybody in here cold calls somebody, you know sometimes it's freaking impossible to get them on the telephone. So if they're calling you, make sure you pick up the damn phone. Like that's just like common sense stuff. We want to make sure if we're marketing towards somebody and saying, hey, I want your attention so I can buy something from you, answer the damn phone and talk to them. So leadgenie.com/RVM. Leadgenie.com/RVM is where you can make the purchase to get it. And you're going to have to give me some time to get you your account logins and all that stuff because like it's 200 plus people on this call and I ain't doing all that shit tonight. I'm just going to be honest. So I'll get everybody added as quickly as I can. Shoot me an email. If it's longer than 24 hours and you hadn't got a login, shoot me an email. But if you just signed up today in the last 5 minutes or something like that, you're gonna have to wait because I gotta go conduct some business. Somebody said I need a secretary. I got help. I got a team that helps me. There's still a lot of stuff to go on, a lot of moving parts. So everybody, if you haven't already, go to leadgenie.com/RVM. Sign up today. Go ahead and start, buy your minutes. You can start off as low as $50. That gives you 1,000 drops. You can buy as much as you like to. So if you're like just getting started in the business and you don't have a lot of lists, start off with the $50. If you actually got a bunch of people that you want to drop Ringless voicemail to, you can go up to 30, 40, or however many thousands you want to buy. You can buy as much as you like. And you can continue to buy and you can reload the account. I did see another thing that somebody asked that was a really good question. Does your minutes roll over, or do you as long as you don't use them, they're there. Like, so it's not, this isn't like, hey, you got 30 days to use it and it goes away. I would encourage you to consistently use your drops, but you know, you purchase, you have them, you own them. Since 2 numbers are needed for setup, where do you place each number if you use a Google Voice and a cell phone number, for example? The call ID section, Chase just showed you. I mean, it's the same. You just literally put it in the same under the call ID section. If you're trying to send, I mean, you can send RVMs whether you're at work or wherever. I will recommend you try to make sure that you're available to answer the call. But if you're not able to take the live call, I would definitely tell you, make sure you follow up with everybody. But ideally, you want to be taking these calls when they're calling you back. Some people don't listen. They're gonna be like, "How'd you get my number? Why you call me about like that?" You're gonna get that too. So don't think like this is gonna like remove some of the riffraff. You'll get that too still. So how many do you recommend dropping so we don't get flooded with callbacks? He said, I mean, Chase, what did you say about 10? 10
Yeah, I would do 10 at a time, but then, you know, do 100 a day, do 1,000 a day, do 5,000. Do as many as you want throughout the day, but do a steady stream of the calls. So it's like a trickle effect. So you set how many you want going out at once, and then you set the max calls per day. But, you know, getting bombarded, I think someone said, is great, you know, and that's all you can ask for. You want calls to come in, you want to talk to people. But, yeah, set it up to run slow and steady, you know, over the course of whether it's an hour, a few hours throughout the day. But, yeah, set up like 10 to 20 calls, and then for a max, however many you need.
Somebody said, and no monthly fee. Yeah, no monthly fee. One of the things like, yeah, there's other services out here that offer you the ability to see Zillow and all these little fancy things, and they charge you for that shit. You don't need all that. No monthly fee. You sign up, you pay as you go, you use what you need, and you can acquire more at any given time. I don't want you to have an overhead of shit that you don't, you know, you're not going to use. I know so many people, they buy things and they just let them sit there because it's too much to figure out. This is very simple. You load your list, you start dropping, and people will be calling you back. Yes, Lead Genie can help you pull your list. That is correct, E. 7 minutes. Where do you retrieve these lists exactly? So, Bertonia, I can tell you're pretty new. Jump inside my wholesale course that I have right now. There's a link in my bio that says First Deal Challenge. Go to the link in my bio, First Deal Challenge. And we have for the last 30 days, 22 days, we've had training on all that stuff. I'll tell you exactly how you find your list, where you look, everything. Ty, so what do you suggest saying on the RVM message? Chase gave you an example of one of his word tracks, and I want to buy your house. Call me.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
And what's cool is you can split test it too. Run a few different messages, and you know, if you do the call tracking number, you can see which message is working the best for you. But don't be afraid to try multiple messages.
Bro, it's hot out here. Don't tell lazy. No, I didn't.
Also, yes, you can use Lead Genie for your skip tracing. Absolutely. What line would you use when they call back and you aren't sure what property they're referring to? I would say I appreciate you reaching out to me, and I market to a lot of people. And just so I can make sure I'm talking about the right property, can you share me your address? I think one of the things you want to do when you talk to people, sellers, your girlfriend or whoever, keep this shit simple. Be real. Like, I think why I'm so successful is because I'm like, I keep it 100. Hey, look, I've been marketing to a ton of people, man. Quite honestly, like, you know, I looked at a ton of properties. I look at a ton of properties every single day. Do you mind sharing with me your address so I can make sure I'm accurately talking to you about the right property? And Damien, you're talking about the hot lead if they call you back based off the voice message or whatever. Hey, listen, you're going to have people that will listen to that voicemail and call you a piece of shit once they listen to the voicemail, like, too. So don't think just because somebody calls you back because they heard your voicemail that it's always going to be a hot lead. You could have a hot lead that hears a voicemail and calls you, but you don't answer, and then you got a problem there, too, because they might not leave a voicemail. I don't leave voicemails. I just hang up the damn phone unless I'm mad as hell. So you guys just think about how people, like, everybody's a little bit different. Don't assume that just because you know they're calling you back that it's going to be a deal. I don't have a link for CarRail. I need one because I talk about them too damn much. Good point. Coming soon. All right. Let me see what else I got here before I jump off. I'm about to go. Yep, I'm out of here, y'all. Can you change your number? You can change your number at any given moment. So don't think that because you like numbers. Like I change numbers all the time. If your number gets flagged for spam, whatever, I got no Chase. How many numbers I buy from you all the time? Shit, I buy
endless amount. Yeah.
I think I personally contribute almost $1,000 a month to call tools. So I want y'all to understand that, like, spend some shit to make some shit, y'all. Spend some shit
I would say
to make some shit.
Yep, I agree with you. And I would say, the more numbers you have, the better, actually. So it's good to replace them, swap them out, get fresh numbers, especially when you're hitting the same list over and over again. You want to actually, get them swapped out, whenever possible. Absolutely.
Okay, so everybody, go sign up at leadgenie.com/RVM. Get your RVM packages so you can purchase them tonight. I will be me and my team will be sending out emails with your username and password. I'm going to take this exact training that we've done today. I'll place it inside of the actual the course under resources. You'll have the ability to go there, look at the exact training, make sure you got step-by-step how Chase showed you how to set up your campaigns, how to record your voice, and everything else. Let's get started now, taking action. If you've already downloaded and got your username and password from me already, go right now and drop somebody right now. It's fucking 8 o'clock. They're home. Do a set of drops between 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Somebody's going to come to me tomorrow and say, hey, I got an appointment, I got a deal or something working based off doing an RVM drop. Everybody's home right now. Do your RVM drops right now. So get your RVM, set up your campaign, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I got to go get this check. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man.
I won't curse at you anymore, Chase.
Get the money, everyone. Sorry I missed last week.
Hey, y'all be thinking I'm playing. Y'all better ask Chase. I called him. I said, hey, Chase, you made me look like shit. So I had to call him and curse at him. Hey, Chase, I was sitting there, got all these people asking me how to set this shit up. Where the hell you at?
We got him. We're going to take care of everyone. Get the money, everyone.
Everybody.
Get the deals.
Thanks everybody. See y'all soon.
Thank you.